Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? This is Aztec005 and today we're going to do a little testing here. Just going to check to see if this works. I got me a new cheaper software, but so far I'm liking the picture quality on this better than the other capture card that I was using. Alright, so if you're not entirely sure what game I'm playing, um, I'm playing Mega Man Xtreme for the Game Boy Color. I just don't feel like playing Mighty Number One. I just I'm just so over that game. So, you know, I'm like, I was just thinking to myself, why not play something that I actually enjoy? And going to play the very first Mega Man game that I own. And we're gonna start there right now. You know what? Let's change up things a bit. At first I wanted a blue palette, but let's go with black and white. Now, yes, this is a Game Boy Color game. However, the way I play this game when I received it as a birthday gift was I played it on my Game Boy Pocket, and this was basically the end result. Yeah, this is how I play the game. It was not the best way to play this game. I mean, I couldn't take a full advantage of the color because I had a Game Boy Pocket. Uh, Make a long story short, when I got my Game Boy Pocket, well, the reason why I got a Game Boy Pocket were for two reasons. One, it was a lot cheaper than the Game Boy Color, and two, I was able to convince my mom to give me both the Game Boy Pocket and another game. And my very first Game Boy game ended up being Pokemon Red, but we'll save that for another story. I think Mega Man Extreme was probably maybe my third or fourth Game Boy Pocket game, or my Game Boy game in general. And whenever I found out that like this was compatible with my Game Boy Pocket, I was so happy. So I mean, I remember it being hard, not because of the difficulty, just because of the color palette. I mean, I had only four shades of gray to work with, so that's what I had to deal with. But I mean, other way, I mean, it was just Mega Man X, and I was happy about it. The very first Mega Man game I played when I was a child was Mega Man X 1. Uh, yeah, I did have exposure to 8-bit games when I was growing up, but uh, my first real gaming experience was in the 16-bit era with Nintendo versus Sega. So that's where that's where my roots come in, my video game roots. I mean, again, I did have exposure to NES first. My brother owning the NES, played just random games here and there on it, uh, but for the most part, I kind of grew up more on 16-bit, and I was a Genesis kid. Played a lot of Sonic, and yeah, on the Genesis, sadly, I mostly just played Sonic. And I mean, Super Nintendo, though, that's where you had all the other good games, sadly. So, if you wanted to play, like, if you wanted more of a variety, you would have to go with Super Nintendo. Sure, the Genesis did have its good games, but, it didn't have Mega Man. And, my brother eventually got Super Nintendo, so whenever I had a chance, I would either play Mega Man using my brother's Super Nintendo, or I would go over to my friend's house who had a Super Nintendo and a copy of Mega Man X. And boy, were those fun times. I remember watching the cartoons as well, but the cartoons were more about classic Mega Man. So I got confused a little bit, wondering where certain characters were, why certain characters look different. But eventually, all that came to an end whenever I went to a video store one time, and they had a copy of Mega Man 7. So I was kind of confused again. I'm like, okay, so there's Mega Man X and there's Mega Man 7. So where's Mega Man 2 or X2? I was just confused. At the time, there wasn't any internet, so the way you would get information was by talk. You had to talk to other people who would know these things, or you would check out a game magazine. At the time, I was kind of literate, uh, so my reading skills were just horrible. I'm glad nowadays I can read just just fine and enjoy reading. Going to college right now to hopefully, uh, improve my reading and writing skills and all that. But anyway, back to my story. The stage select. All right. Fuck it. Let's do this with some color. Let's see. All right. Let's go with this right here. But then, let me just change it up a little bit. Change that peach into a white. There, it looks a lot better. And it's more appropriate for this specific stage as well. So yeah, let's see. One of the bad things about this game, if you're not playing on a Game Boy Color or the predecessors, uh, no, that's the wrong word for it, right? Now the Game Boy Color or the systems after that, like the Game Boy Player, the Game Boy Advance. Um, yeah, if you're not playing on either one of those systems, you're gonna experience frame drops and a lack of color, obviously. Since I'm playing on a Super Game Boy, uh, I I'm stuck with a limited color palette. Like, yes, this is a Game Boy Color game, but yet it's not taking full advantage of the color palette. It's limited, so I'm not really too sure why it's like that, but just whatever. Uh, Strange thing is that Pokemon Gold and Silver, they take full advantage of the color palette whenever you're in battle, but if you're in the overworld walking around, it's like three different shades of blue for the overworld, for the day and night cycle. So yeah, there's that. But either way, doesn't fully mess with the gameplay experience. At least I don't think so. You could probably change it up by throwing some extra other colors, but I think the color palette that I got right now works fine. Not having any issues whatsoever. Uh, yeah, yeah, this is my first Mega Man game. Eventually, I did get a chance to play the other classic Mega Man games and the other Mega Man X games with the Mega Man Anniversary Collection and the X Collection on the GameCube. That was when about I was maybe 16 or 17, and I had got me a job. Very first system I bought with my money was a GameCube. So yeah, a lot of my games at the time were GameCube games. Until I was able to save some money to buy the other systems. But man, I enjoyed that GameCube. And also notice how hard the classic series was compared to the X. I mean, I honestly think that the X series is a lot easier than the classic series. You know, for one thing, the X series you get E-tanks. Classic series you don't. The E-tanks, you know, you can just refill them and I don't know. With the classic series, I think was starting with Mega Man 4 or 5 or maybe 6. I don't know. One of those games. They started bringing the energy. It's kind of like the energy tanks, but I think you can only use them like once per stage or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I played any of the classic games. I'll probably do a playthrough of that of the classic games eventually. Uh, but yeah, uh, but this game did help me a lot. You know, just to kind of know the Mega Man formula and helped me a lot understanding how to play Mega Man. It's just a damn shame that ooh, yeah, it's a damn shame that Mighty Number Nine doesn't come near to this type of gameplay. At first, like it gives you that feel that oh hey, I play like a Mega Man game, but then completely fucks it up with the dash system. You're being forced to dash in order to like kill enemies. I mean, all I want to do is just run and shoot, and that's basically what Mega Man is. It's just you just run and shoot and jump, and it's all you need to do. You know, sure, Mega Man X dashes and whatnot, but I mean, it's a power up that you need to move around. But oh, fuck Mighty Number Nine. Yeah, yeah. This is probably gonna end the video for right now. I'm just gonna talk a bit more before it gets to the save data screen. If you've never played this game before, I highly recommend it. You know, if you have a 3DS, you can play this on the Virtual Console, or if you're someone who's into collecting, this game doesn't cost much. You know, just pop it into your Game Boy player or your Super Game Boy, just playing on the big screen. Uh, it does a pretty good job at giving nods to the first two Mega Man X games. It changes up things quite a bit in order for it to accommodate the Game Boy and its limitations, but what it was able to do, it did pretty good. Well, that's it for right now. Until next time, I'll probably get back into Mighty Number 9. Oh my god. I'm dreading that moment. Well, anyway, again, thanks for watching. Until next time, later, see ya. Bye-bye.